Imagine this, you've built your dream home theater, you've bought a high-end system, but somehow that home theater isn't giving you that impact you wanted. Ever wondered why? I'll tell you, because it can come down to speaker dispersion patterns and position. When we talk about speaker dispersion, what it means is how the sound, after it leaves the speaker, spreads across the room. And different speakers, or rather different positions, have different requirements for dispersion. For example, Dolby Atmos speakers used in the ceiling should have a very narrow dispersion so that they hit you at the seating position. Speakers used for surrounds tend to have wider dispersion patterns because they are used for ambient effects and they're meant to create a sound envelope. And speakers used for your left, center and right tend to have controlled dispersion to minimize reflections from the side wall, but at the same time to give you a wider sweet spot for listening. Apart from dispersion, positioning of speakers is very important as well. And I'm now going to show you how your left, center, right, surround and Atmos speakers should ideally be positioned. So the left, center, right speakers in this room are behind the screen. And this is the curved screen, one of the most difficult propositions from a video perspective or from an audio perspective. So how have we positioned the speakers here? Well, what we have here are the Klipsch Real Cinema speakers, the RCC 112 BTS. The left and right speakers are towed in at an angle of about 15 degrees towards the seating position to minimize reflections off the side wall, but at the same time to give you a wider sweet spot in the room. The center speaker faces forward and the left speaker again is towed in at an angle of about 15 degrees. The other thing to remember when you're placing speakers behind the screen is that they need to be as close to the screen as possible to minimize reflections from the screen. And this screen behind me is acoustically transparent. There are two other speakers behind the screen, the subwoofers. Why haven't I mentioned those? Because frankly, for subwoofers, dispersion patterns are not relevant. Subwoofers produce low frequencies, and we say low frequencies are non-directional. What that means is you can't tell where it's coming. For example, if I'm walking across, you'll be able to hear my voice following my position, right? So my voice is directional, and as I move around the room, you'll be able to hear my voice coming from different places. A subwoofer, for example, produces those low rumbling sounds like a bomb blast or a plane flying overhead. And in real life as well, during Diwali, for example, or if you hear a plane flying near your house, you can't tell exactly where the sound is coming from. You know someone has burst a bomb or you know a plane has flown overhead, but you need to look around to see where that happened. And that's because our ear cannot tell the exact position of low frequency, we just know it's happened. We feel that rumble in our bones. So that's why for subwoofers, positioning isn't critical from a dispersion standpoint, it is critical from a bass response standpoint.